All right, y'all. So it's your boy Zxous. Let me give you guys some background music because this video is going to just be a should you summon for Delta. I still want to, just let people know what they should do or stuff like that because obviously her kit came out and it seems like everybody's disappointed. Me, I don't care. I was not going to summon. I know for a fact, like, anniversary pilgrims are going to be better than anybody they released this week, literally. Even if they drop the best character in the game, they were going to drop the two best characters next update. So it doesn't really make sense for anybody to really summon off of just the logic knowing a pilgrim is coming. But if we're just going to talk about like, okay, well, it's a character I like, it's, Delta, whatever, then by all means, right? So should you summon? Short answer, I want to say like no, right? Because when I look at Delta, right, I can't really sit there and say she's going to be a quote unquote bad character. But at the same time, I can't say she's going to be a good character. You know what I mean? You have to realize a few things. One, like her skill one is really good in my opinion, in the sense of like when you use her burst skill and you enter a full burst, she just gives damage taken increase practically like 15 seconds when you enter a full burst. To all enemies, she's going to be giving a damage taken increase of 12% to all enemies, just guaranteed, right? Because 15 seconds, you're going to be able to enter a full burst again within those 5 seconds, especially as somebody who has a cooldown reduction, right? So that's a really good thing to know, right? And then obviously, if you use her burst skill, it's only 10 seconds, but if you use her burst skill, you end up getting a 20% damage taken debuff on the enemy, which I think is good. My thing that I don't understand is I say this all the time. For some reason, they give these DPS supports, not even DPS, they give these supporters, right? These tanks and supports an attack buff for no reason. There is absolutely no reason why this character needed to have an attack buff that goes to herself when you use her burst skill, right? Because it's not like her burst skill is doing, okay, 170% final attack of distributed damage. Oh my God. On a 40-second cooldown, like it's just a slap in the face in my opinion. I feel like that's always a slap in the face when they sit there and do that weird stuff. Oh yeah, let's give the tank support character an attack buff for herself when you use her 40-second cooldown burst skill. Burst 2, by the way. Like, what? No, I don't think you should. Like, that right there is just silly. But I feel like the damage taken, especially that first one, just for entering a full burst, could be very, very useful. I think where a lot of people, because I feel like her burst skill, like, let's just go over her burst skill before I go over her second skill, because I feel like that's where her second skill is where it's kind of like a hit or miss. If we're talking about her burst skill, again, I still don't think it's that crazy. A 20% distributed damage buff every 40 seconds is just not worth it when you can get that from Mast and Anchor the entire game, literally. Or even Crust, right? More often than you can with this character. And then again, a 50% attack buff of a defender's attack. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? The only good thing I could think of that this character has realistically is the shield HP, right? Next shield's HP is increased by 20% if in the attract status. That seems like it could be really good. And if not that, the max accumulated of ninjutsu IFAK, that could be good as well, right? Because those things that she has are good, but I feel like the way they went about it isn't good. Like, I feel like the way her having a shield and being able to regenerate shields basically constantly is a really good idea. And I think the fact that she's going to basically constantly heal your entire team is really good, right? But I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. So basically, if you have no defender allies on the team, she's going to be giving herself a shield of the captain's final max HP, which is good because she's a defender, and she's going to taunt all enemies continuously. The reason why I find that to be so good is because if you take a look under the second part right there, it says after 200 normal attacks, she will recreate that same shield. That's really, really good in my opinion. I feel like with a character like this who you can give overload gear, you can give collection items to, and all that stuff, heck, and because it's final max HP, realistically, you throw her on a team where she gets her HP up there, you're creating a character who has a shield that's just being proc non-stop. Now, here's the thing I don't know. Right, and I need to probably pull up Kilo to kind of like see. I need to pull up Kilo, I need to pull up Crown, and I need to pull up Senti. Those are 3 characters I need to pull up to kind of give you guys an idea of where my head is at with that shield thing. Because there are 3 different types of shields in this game, and one of them are horrendous. You know what I'm saying? One of them are just really, really bad. And that's Kilo's, right? Kilo is a character. She's the character who creates a shield and it affects herself, right? Senti's is somebody who creates a shield that affects all allies, right? And then Crown is somebody who gives all allies a shield, right? Now, if we look at this character, it says, affects self if there's no other defender allies on the team. This is where, technically she becomes crazy, in my opinion. No other defender allies on the team. She has her shield on herself and she's taunting. That's the thing that Kilo didn't have. She didn't have any type of taunt mechanic, right? Kilo gave herself a very good shield, but she never had a taunt mechanic. This character has a taunt mechanic. Not only does this character have a taunt mechanic, but this character is also giving herself recreating shields after 200 normal attacks. With a machine gun, you can get 200 normal attacks within like 4 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I should open up Nikke and test this. Or let me pull up a video. I'm too lazy to open up Nikke. All right, perfect. So this right here is Crown, who's a machine gun character as well. And she is currently reloading, right? In my old YouTube video when Crown first came out. This is when we had an omni or regular interception. How long is it going to take for her to use for 200 normal attacks? Let's find out right now. Wait, I need to go back. I need to see something, right? At what second? Okay, so we're at 405. So 500 she had. And then her ammo went up by a bit, but it takes her about, like I said, 4 seconds, right? Takes her about 4 seconds to like get off 200 normal attack. So my whole thing is like that shield thing right there is going to be quite good because let's say, okay, 12%, right? Let's see exactly how crazy this is, right? Let's say this Delta ends up having 10 million HP, right? We're going to obviously multiply that by 12.25 and then we're going to divide that by 100%. She's going to have 1.2 million, what's it called? Shield. She's gonna have 1.2 million shield, which means the enemy would have to deal 1.2 million damage to her before the enemy looked at anybody else. The thing is, if the enemy has AoEs, then it's like everybody gets hit and her shield is not doing anything. But if the enemy just has nothing but single target, that could be very, very, very good, right? Especially if the enemy is struggling to deal 1 million damage. Right? That's where I could see this character being very useful, right? In the sense of that you're just generating a shield. You could have well over even more than that. You can have so much HP and then boom, she's creating a shield. It's just insanely high and the enemy is struggling to kill her. And then your entire team is being protected like that. That is where I can see the use. And that's why I want to do a showcase for her to really see if she's going to be useful in that sense. And people are saying she's going to be good in PvP. I don't think so. In the sense of like, if you have DPSs on your team, you are getting this constant heal thing, but it's every 4. PvP goes way too quick to be waiting like 4 seconds to do something. You get what I'm saying? PvP takes too long for you to be waiting 4 seconds to get stuff done, right? Or it's happened. PvP takes it goes so fast for you to be waiting 4 seconds for all this stuff to go on. So I'm not sure how much of a PvP unit she's going to be, but we'll have to test it out realistically. But outside of PvP, let's talk about PvE. Her second part is also, I feel like, pretty good, right? Realistically, the constant healing, right? She's recovering 12.22% of attack damage as HP continuously, of her own attack damage, by the way. And then when she fully accumulates how much ever it is, so the maximum accumulated amount is equal to 165% of the cast's final attack. The reason why it's a final attack is because if it was HP, she was just gonna heal them like crazy. Genuinely, she was going to heal them like crazy. But after 4 seconds, she will just heal them of whatever 165% of her final attack is, right? And she'll heal them. And again, that's every 4 seconds. So I feel like it is going to basically be a constant heal. But at the same time, even though it's going to be a quote-unquote constant heal, I just don't see, like, I just don't think that part is like that crazy. I don't think that's a part we should be jumping for joy for. The only thing I can see being useful realistically is the shield thing. But again, in return of like using the shield thing, you can't use any other defenders. That's how it works. You either use defenders and you get the healing effect, which personally I don't think is going to be that useful, or you don't use defenders and you get the shield thing, which I think is going to be more useful. But my whole thing is like, okay, they kind of like figured out a way to balance it all out, because if you put someone like Rouge on the team, Rouge is giving this character insane HP. This character is taunting with she's a defender, insane HP, insane shield, regenerating that insane shield. Understandable. But the thing is, if you're doing that, you can't run Cinderella for Rouge as well. You can't even run Blanc for Rouge as well. You can't put Crown on the team. You can't put Bay on the team if you want to use Bay. You can't use Maiden if you want to use Maiden. She's another character who benefits big time from Rouge. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a lot of these other characters that you would think to put with this character. You can't really put them with her, right? Now, when it comes to supporters, you could definitely do that, right? You could use Maid Anchor with her. You can use Grave with her. You can use Marciana with her. You can use Crust with her. You can use Maid Mask with her. You can even use Trina with her for all I care. You can use anybody else with her. Even Bunny 8 or whatever. My whole thing is, I feel like this character is a character that they made sure, like, because realistically, if she had this shield mechanic and she was taunting and you put her and Bay on the team, you would not die at all, ever. It's physically impossible for you and her to, you and Bay and her, this character, to die. That would have been a crazy combo, and they know that. But obviously, I don't think like people care that much about actual tanking in Nikke. Like, I feel like tanking has been proven to just kind of be like useless in Nikke, clearly. But her and Bay would have definitely been something for sure. So I feel like they butchered her kit in that sense of like, realistically, we have to see, right? We have to really see in game of how useful she's going to be when it comes to her tanking. That's what I feel like. Because like I said, I just don't think the HP, the healing thing is crazy, right? Every 4 seconds is like, you have every 4 seconds it procs off one time, which means you have every 4-second interval to get killed. Healing, I need people to understand that healing isn't damage reduction. Healing isn't a shield. Healing just gives you back HP that you've lost. You could get one shot within those 4 seconds. And in the Nikke we are today, it's very common. They just blot you. They come blah, 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 and you're dead. You know what I'm saying? 4 seconds, if it was every singular second, that's a different story, right? But 4 seconds, it's like you're waiting 1, 2, 3, 4, healed. 1, 2, 3, 4, healed. Within those 8 ticks on my fingers, I had these different opportunities to get bopped in the head in the game, right? So let me tell you guys, like, I really think you should skip, but I wouldn't say give up on her in the sense of like, don't think she's just too trash, right? Because she could be very useful. Wait for testing. She comes out tomorrow. I will have a showcase, and I will try to showcase every single thing I'm saying in this video tomorrow on the first showcase, so you guys know as well. I do think you should be smart and save for an anniversary character, obviously, because they will be on your team 100%, right? But I do want to say, like, don't give up on her in the terms of her being a quote-unquote bad character. Don't do that yet, right? But you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. I'm gonna see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.